Good evening. Hi there. It's Good Friday. Facebook love. I hope you're well. It was a beautiful sunny day. Kind of cold. As it always is, it was a pensive day in between all the doing. And I kept going back and forth with a poem that I wrote many years ago, kind of about my struggle with churches. I was raised in a very open-minded and interpretive environment as far as faith goes, and I was trained to look at the Bible as kind of a love song, a beautiful collection of stories and letters and songs to help us understand our Creator and understand ourselves and the evolution of our ability to be and to practice especially forgiveness and to accept grace. But along the way, there were times when church felt terrible. It felt like a place where there was a lot of judgment and sort of picking and choosing who was acceptable and who wasn't. And it flew in the face of everything that I thought was true about our Maker. So I wrote a piece which I still edit. I'm still working on it. I suppose it's symbolic of the evolving relationship that we have with our understanding of what we're supposed to be doing here. My sense of that is that forgiveness is a practice. There's not a faith that humans follow that doesn't involve a sense of forgiveness. And that, what is that and how do we extend it? And do we extend it to others? And do we extend it to our own selves? So that seems central to me. And on Good Friday, I think a lot about those final conversations that Jesus is supposed to have had on the cross while being mocked and tortured. And he wanted the people who did it to him forgiven. He wanted all of us forgiven. He wanted the men on either side of him to know that they would come with him into the richer, deeper relationship with God that he was headed toward. You can call it heaven if you like that. I'm not really an expert on that. Anyhow, so this poem is about that. It's about struggling to understand what we're doing, what it's for, how do we live with each other, and how do we get to the center of what we're supposed to be doing. And that starts for me every year of my life until today, sitting in church on Good Friday, imagining what happened on this day and what happened on Sunday. So here's this piece that I keep editing. It's called Creator. And I first made this poem in April of 2009, right around Easter. Creator. Weary today and unsure where I belong on Sunday morning. A voice buried under habit and reserve protests rules invoked over human need. Regulations yammering when a soul knocked to knees slumps, calling for hands, heart, arms to circle fragile bones. Did he walk next to us to create rules? Or life brimming with summer's riotous color, beaming china blue skies, clouds, bleached streamers racing, birds sailing the air like living paints, sun-dried grasses waving like cheering crowds, every one seated at the table to hear and taste. My gorge rises faster than rebellious thought. My songs reach two-edged to life. Your quibbling over exponential translations from ancient texts sidesteps meaning, slogging in quicksand. But yes, 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 the song rises unbidden, unbridled, compelled to respond, to act with the impulse love seated in us. Every man's Savior, not Pharisees with ledgers, their crumbling playbooks flutter useless where life happens. Talk to me about our response to the words. Tell the stories. Draw how life looks lived in communion. Why clear the temple and debate within it for moth-eaten standards, dust-covered and beaten bloody, dragging his flesh to its limit? What for? If only for humans presuming to create more of what never worked. I will sing a new hymn. I will play it, sing it, dance it for you. I will live what was asked of me. I will say aloud what my spirit hollers. I reject your rock-strewn limits, squeezed dry of juice to pour over those thirsting to know. Talk about the spirit within, the triune presence in me, whispering, coaching, shouting for notice. No labels, regulations, restrictions beyond one word. Love. So it's Good Friday. If you're always trying to figure out what things mean, then you're on the right path. I do know that much. If you think you know everything and you're positive, you're probably wrong. I look for the mystery. I look for the juiciness. I think about that image in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that C.S. Lewis wrote, where Lucy is romping around with Aslan riding on his back, and later somebody says something to her about how she wasn't being very respectful of him, and she's like, well, he's not a tame lion, and also he likes to play. I don't think that we know exactly what God is, but if we can accept what's there the way Lucy did in that scene, we're probably on the right track. I'm going to keep being pensive until Sunday morning, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow.